She was 9, and the last thing she heard before being left alone was her own mother laughing. Not crying, not calling her name, laughing. On a crowded train platform, surrounded by strangers, she stood there, frozen, holding on to hope that would never come back. And somewhere behind her, a voice said, "Let's see if she can find her way home." They thought it was funny, but they didn't know. That was the moment they didn't just leave her behind. They created someone they would never recognize again. This is Broken Then Powerful, where pain turns into power. Her name was Swara. She wasn't loud. She wasn't demanding. She was the kind of child who loved quietly, deeply, completely. The kind who waited for her mom's smile, even if it came once in 100 days. The kind who believed, no matter what, my mom is my safe place. Even when that safe place felt cold. Even when love felt like something she had to earn. That morning felt different. Her mom actually spoke to her softly. "Get ready. We're going out." Swara's heart lit up. She wore her favorite shoes, held her mom's hand tighter than usual. Because for a moment, she felt chosen, seen, wanted. The train station was loud, chaotic, alive. Announcements echoed. People rushed past like waves. And in the middle of all that noise, her mom knelt down in front of her, looked her straight in the eyes, and said, "You'd stay right here. Don't move. I'll be back." Swara nodded immediately, because she trusted her completely. Time passed. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. 30. The noise around her didn't change. But something inside her did. Her fingers loosened. Her breathing changed. Her eyes started searching. Every face became a possibility, then a disappointment. "Maybe she's coming." She said she'd come back. She always comes back, right? But then, she heard it. That laugh. Familiar, sharp, careless. She turned slowly. And there they were. Her mom and 2 women, standing at a distance, watching her, smiling. One of them covered her mouth, trying not to laugh too loudly. "Look at her. She's still standing there." Another said, "I bet she'll cry in a minute." And her mom? Her mom didn't stop them, didn't defend her, didn't walk toward her. She just crossed her arms and said, "Relax. She needs to learn." Learn what? How to feel abandoned, how to question her own worth, how to stand alone while being watched like a joke. In that exact moment, something inside Swara didn't shatter loudly. It sank, quietly, like a stone dropped into deep water. No splash, just gone. Her chest tightened. Her throat burned. Her eyes filled. But she didn't cry. Not in front of them. Not for them. Because something new, something unfamiliar, was rising inside her. A voice, soft but firm. "If they can leave you, then you don't belong to them anymore." She looked at them one last time. Not with anger, not even with sadness, just understanding. Then she turned away. That was their biggest mistake, because they thought the game was just beginning. But for her, something had already ended. She started walking. No plan, no direction, just movement. Each step heavier than the last. The world suddenly felt bigger, colder, louder. Cars rushed by. Strangers brushed past her. No one noticed. No one cared. And for the first time, she understood something terrifying and freeing at the same time. "I'm alone." Hours passed. Her legs ached. Her stomach growled. Her feet hurt so much, it felt like they were breaking. But she didn't stop. Because stopping meant thinking, and thinking meant feeling, and feeling was too much. So she kept going, holding on to fragments of memory. A turn here, a shop there, a color, a sign, tiny details. She had never realized she was saving. Until now, until survival depended on it. Night started falling. Shadows stretched longer. Fear whispered louder. But she kept walking. Because she had already crossed the hardest part. The moment she realized no one was coming back. When she finally reached home, she didn't run inside. She didn't call out. She just sat down, quiet, still, different. Her mom came back later, laughing, telling the story like it was some funny memory. You should have seen her face. But the laughter faded when she saw Swara sitting there, not crying, not angry, just empty for a split second. Something shifted in her mom's expression. Confusion, maybe even discomfort. But then, it disappeared. She made it, she said casually. Like that proved something, like survival erased the damage. But they didn't know. That was the moment Swara stopped waiting to be loved. After that day, she didn't ask for attention, didn't seek approval, didn't expect kindness, because expectation had become dangerous. At school, she became invisible, not because she wanted to, but because it felt safer. No attention meant no disappointment. No closeness meant no betrayal. Inside, she was changing. Slowly, silently, she stayed quiet, but not weak. Every ignored moment, every careless word, every laugh at her expense didn't break her anymore. It sharpened her, like pressure turning coal into something unbreakable. Years passed. While others leaned on family, she leaned on herself. While others complained about small struggles, she remembered a train station and kept going. At 16, she worked her first job, not because she wanted extra money, but because she never wanted to feel powerless again. At 18, she left. No goodbye, no tears, just a door closing quietly, and a life starting loudly. Inside her, the world wasn't kind. It didn't suddenly become easier. There were nights she cried alone, moments she felt exhausted, days she questioned everything. But she never went back, because going back meant becoming that girl again, the one who waited, and she would never be that girl again. Years later, she built something. Not just a career, not just success. She built control, stability, freedom, a life where no one could leave her stranded again. People saw her strength, but they didn't see the origin. They didn't see the platform, the silence, the moment she chose herself, because no one else did. Then one day, an invitation arrived, a family gathering, old faces, old memories, old wounds. She stared at it for a long time, then whispered, "I'm not that girl anymore." And she went. When she walked in, the room shifted. Not loudly, but noticeably. Eyes turned, whispers followed, because something about her demanded attention, calm, composed, untouchable. Her mom saw her, and for the first time, there was hesitation. "Swara." Her voice didn't carry authority anymore, just uncertainty. Swara smiled. Soft, distant, like you would smile at someone you once knew. A lifetime ago. Dinner started. Conversations floated, until someone asked, "So, what do you do now?" She answered simply, "I built my own company." Silence, then disbelief, then admiration. And her mom? Her mom couldn't look away, trying to connect the girls she laughed at to the woman sitting in front of her. "You never told me," her mom said. And Swara, after everything, after all those years, she didn't raise her voice, didn't show anger. She just said, "You never stayed long enough to listen." And that was louder than any scream. The room felt heavy, because truth has weight, real weight. She stood up, not dramatically, not emotionally, just done. As she walked away, her mom called her name again. But this time, Swara didn't stop, because some people only realize your value after you've stopped needing them. And by then, it's already too late. Here's the truth. The world will test you. People will fail you. Sometimes, the ones you trust the most will be the ones who hurt you the deepest. But that pain, that exact moment that feels like the end, can become your beginning. Because when everything is taken from you, you discover something powerful. You were never as weak as they thought. They thought it was a joke. They thought she would cry and forget. But that was their biggest mistake. She didn't forget. She became someone unforgettable. So if you've ever been left behind, if you've ever stood alone, wondering why no one came back, remember this. That silence you feel, that emptiness, it's not the end of your story. It's the place where your strength is born. Subscribe to Broken Then Powerful for more stories like this, because sometimes the people who are abandoned are the ones who build a life no one can ever take
away again.